Merry Christmas, one and all. Compliment of the season from all of us here at Common Use Spurs TV, where we talk about everything Tottenham. Today, we are doing a preview of the match between Tottenham and Everton taking place on Saturday, the 23rd of December 2023, pre-Christmas kickoff. And yes, would love to be top of the league by Christmas. Well, sadly, it's not to be, but again, we're grateful for where we are, and we look forward to what the rest of the season holds. To join us to preview this match, I've got our in-house resident guru, and who will join us on the other side, and I'll make proper introductions then. In the meantime, come on, ye Spurs! Come on, ye Spurs. Come on, ye Spurs, indeed. Merry Christmas again, one and all. This is Come on, ye Spurs TV. We got our resident guru, the real McCoy when it comes to Tottenham, when it comes to football, when it comes to everything Spurs. This is Chuma. Chuma, welcome. I bigged you up a lot, I hyped you up. So listen, you got to deliver on that, on my hyping. How are you?
Joy to the Spurs. Goodwill towards all men except the team down Seven Sisters Road.
Okay, I wouldn't talk about them. Not want to shine anything or any light their way, but yes, Tottenham Hotspur, Come on, you Spurs TV. Season is coming to the almost like the halfway mark. I think we're coming up to week 18 now. On the list of the fixtures. And Everton are the visitors to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. By the way, does anyone have any idea what's happening to the naming rights? It's coming up to the 4th year in that stadium now, and we don't have naming rights for that stadium. What's going on? If anybody has any comments on that or any knowledge of what's going on, we would love to hear from you. If you're watching this from the club, we would love to hear from you as well. If you have any information about the naming rights for that club, because for that ground, I've called it White Hart Lane several times on this program, and people have sort of had a laugh or, called me to order, but I've called myself to order as well.
It is,
so yes.
it is still White Hart Lane.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's still White Hart Lane. It's still, that's why the ghost of White Hart Lane refuses to die. That's why they can't get anyone to name the stadium. So, but before we forget, we have a bit of housekeeping to do as well.
Yep.
Lest we forget. For those of you watching us for the first time, or if you're returning, thank you for joining us on Common Use Spurs TV. Smash the like button for the algorithm to always bring us up. Hit the notification bell so you can know when we're putting out content. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you hear, please subscribe and comment as well. We'd like to hear what you think about Spurs, what you think about the Premier League in general and football as well, and where you see this channel going and how we can improve it for you. And as always, it's Come on, ye Spurs.
Thank you for that, Chima. Yeah, so Everton visiting the lane on Saturday, the 23rd, 3 p.m. kickoff. And you look at our last match against Forest, and on paper, I think we look at the predictions from last preview match. I think you predicted that we'll come away. Is it 3-1 winners or 2-0? I can't remember what you predicted, but I predicted 5-1, didn't I? Yes.
Yeah. You went extra optimus.
I went extra optimus, but we went too far off in no chances we created to get there as well. But hey, but it was a tough match. It wasn't that straightforward a match. We had difficult moments, but again, ruled our luck for a bit, created a few chances, but Kulusevski and Richarlison came to the rescue. Brian Johnson had to go off injured in that match. Brian Johnson, I think he had a cut above his head on his head, so I'm not sure if he's available for tomorrow's for Saturday's match, if you like. But it's this situation whereby we're lacking Bissouma because of suspension. This is his first match. He will be out suspended. And Lo Celso, I'm not sure if Lo Celso is available for selection
No,
because
he's
he
not.
was out injured, isn't it? So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
He's not
Maybe he might field Højbjerg and play Kulusevski behind the back, behind the front 2 or 3. I don't know how Ange's going to sort of play out this one, but yeah. How do you see this? How do you see the state of the team now, given that we're coming up to the halfway point in the season? It's almost like it's a time to sort of do a bit of a what's that thing called? Introspection, assessment to see what have we done well. Come up to transfer window, probably looking at maybe adding a few more bodies to the group. Given the fact that maybe what are our major requirements at this point in time? Another striker, is that the case, or do we need just the central defenders who seem to be like the glaring missing link in the big picture? I mean, some say that if we had that centre back position nailed, we're probably nearly or thereabouts there, and maybe one more striker. I don't know. What do you think? Where are the major needs do you think in that team? Bear in mind that we have a lot of injuries and plenty of people are going to come back over the course of the season. I would love to hear from you guys wherever you are in the world. If you're watching this, come on, Spurs TV. Let's hear from you on the squad depth and what the club has done so far up to week 18. I know week 19 is when we're at the real halfway point in the season, and see how well we've done so far.
So in terms of what you're saying, squad depth. We need to add a couple more. I think the rumor mill has already been abreast with the fact that Tottenham, or abounding with the fact that Tottenham are in for a centre back, a central midfielder, and a forward. It could be a winger or a striker or someone who can play both. We've been linked to Jean-Claire Todibo, the French player who used to be at Barcelona, moved to Nice because his Barcelona thing didn't work out. He was like 18 or 19 moving to Barcelona. He's improved leaps and bounds. He's come on leaps and bounds at Nice. He's probably one of the best centre-backs in the French league. And we've also been linked to a certain Conor Gallagher who, according to the rumours, has been placed on a transfer block by Chelsea, who are looking to recoup some money. So both links I am personally happy with. If Spurs can pull those two off, what a great thing that would be. But yeah, we do need cover in central defense. We did well in terms of the transfer window. However, we did not think of the unprecedented injuries and suspensions as well. So it's left us a little light, but Ange has coped quite well. Regardless, forgetting the fact that he was a bit short-handed, he's tried to make the best of it, but it would be so much better if we could add 2 or 3 pieces over January. But so far, so good. I think Tottenham under Ange Postecoglou are ahead of schedule in terms of how they're performing.
Right, so 5th in the league at the moment, a couple of points off. I think we're in the same number of points with the fourth guys in the fourth, aren't we? What are those guys called? Man City, isn't
Chelsea. Man City.
Yeah.
Man City, yes.
Yeah, so, and then...
I think we're on the same way, but the goal difference.
Goal difference, right. So, on goal difference, we're a little bit out, but on a number of points, we're more or less the same with them. If you look at the rest of the guys ahead of us, we got Arsenal on top. Liverpool, was it Liverpool behind, or I think it was actually Villa who was second, aren't they? Villa second, and then we have Liverpool third, and we're a point behind Man City, and Villa are 4 points ahead of City in fourth, level on points with Liverpool in second. A goals difference of 21 for Liverpool and 16 for Aston Villa. Arsenal on top at Christmas. Well, we don't know that for sure until after the matches that take place on Saturday. Yeah, we'll have a better picture. See where things are at that point in time. Right. So, I mean, like you said, it's maybe par for the course, if you like, because our form is only just beginning to pick up again after a series of poor results, if you like, So, and the matches we've played so far would probably rank on the form guide level at matches that you would expect Tottenham to come on top in those sort of matches. So the question is, where does the real test come in? And when the real test comes, the things we've played all the top teams so far this season, and we've given a good account of ourselves against the top 6 teams, if you like. I mean, against Arsenal, we drew with them. We beat Liverpool. Aston Villa, unfortunately, lost that match. We drew with City, and if you look at Man United, we beat Man United. We haven't played Brighton just yet. I think Brighton are probably the last match we'll play before the end of the year. And then of course Chelsea, we lost to Chelsea, so that's probably the blot on the copy card, if you like. Of course, we also lost to West Ham as well. But if you look at all those matches, probably if you're being honest, they're probably matches maybe on the balance of probabilities, maybe should not have lost, given the way we played, and B, the way the goals were considered, and the way we consider those goals, there's an element of fortune favoring the opponents. But again, like we always say, these things go around in roundabouts. I mean, there are matches when we've actually had good fortune as well. I mean, if you remember the match against Liverpool, we had a decision go in our favor. Who knows what would have happened if things had gone the other way? And we also had Matip putting in an own goal very, very late in that match. Some people say maybe it's a bit of fortune. Others say that, I mean, we put ourselves in that position by putting that cross in the right area. If he hadn't sort of intervened or attempted to intervene, Richarlison was waiting on the other side to knock it in. But who knows? I mean, this is football, isn't it? You got to keep pressing and banging in, and hope that you put yourself in position to win matches, and that's what Ange has done so far this season. Now we'll talk about Ange and the bravery of how he likes his team to play in a minute. But is there a discipline problem in Tottenham? I mean, and I'm asking this question pointedly because if you look at it, we've had Bissouma pick up a couple of red cards so far this season. We've had a red card for Romero. He's also suspended for the next match as well. I mean, is it something that we need to be worried about, or is it just a blip in the big picture and big copybook, if you like? What do you think is going on, Chuma?
There's a wonderful word or a phrase you and I think Digi used in the aftermath program after one of the games, where it was fine margins. I think Tottenham have been guilty of being caught out by fine margins in terms of tackling, in terms of fouls committed. And in terms of Yves Bissouma, we've seen him in the Man City game get dispossessed or turn over possession and trying to weave his way out of a situation, because that's what Ange instructs you to do as a 6. Bissouma did quite the same, lost control of the ball. He was going to try and get the ball back. Unfortunately, he raised his foot at the same time as the Nottingham Forest player Yates, who, by the way, had butchered through our team several times, but the referee somehow did a Ray Charles and didn't see anything of what Nottingham Forest did.
Wow, did you say Ray Charles? Players. Hello?
But all due respect, it's a Ray Charles. He couldn't see it, It was like he had his blinders on. So Nottingham Forest were extremely physical in that game, and the few times Tottenham matched them, Tottenham got yellow cards for things, and but it's just been getting used to playing faster, I think, and trying to regain possession too quickly, or trying to be on the front foot, trying to control things. And they're trying to understand how to do that. But once they do, I think it will be better. So I don't think it's a problem per se. I just think it's getting used to playing in a particular way, recovering the ball in a certain way, and it's teething problems for now. So it's causing us problems now. It's building up, but I think Andrew will have a word, or Andrew will sort it out in his own way, and we'll be back doing what we do best.
Right. Speaking of, we talk about courage and how Ange wants his players to play on the front foot, and how that appears to have maybe cost us a few in terms of red cards and the suspensions. So we played against Everton. Everton seemed to have seemingly recovered a little bit from the initial blip they had at the beginning of the season. I mean, they've had a 10-point deduction, and you'd expect that with a 10-point deduction, they'll probably be in the bottom three. But no, they're not in the bottom three. They're actually, 6-7 points ahead of the, out of the bottom three. So if you think to yourself, if they didn't lose 10 points, they'll probably be above Chelsea, in current standing. So you've got to look at that and not quibble at it. I think they're not to be trifled with. Everything could give you a tough game on a good day, and they haven't won at Tottenham Hotspur for a very, very long time. And I mean, I'm not sure that's about to change, given the fact the way that we play, and given the fact that we have this system that the guys are getting used to now, and barring the occasional blip along the way, you'd expect that Tottenham will get a result. But if you look at Everton's last 5 games, they've won 4 out of 5. That is a remarkable record, That is a remarkable record. And they won against Chelsea, they won against I can't remember who the last person they won against was, but I mean they won against some really good teams on the way, people might say that Chelsea is probably not the best team at this point in time, but they're a bunch of talented people, and you don't want to trifle them. Chelsea beat us, by the way, so hey, so they're not a bad side at all, So I mean, I don't know what approach do you think they'll play when they come to us? Will they play a low block, or try and attack us, or I mean, how do you think the approach would be? Sean Dyche is a very pragmatic manager, and he would relish a challenge like this against Ange.
Yeah, well, I'll start off by saying that I've been very, very impressed with Sean Dyche. And it's very hard for me to say that sometimes, but I have to come out and give him credit, because Sean Dyche, like Eddie Howe, has surprised me, but they've surprised me in different ways. Eddie Howe always played a very proactive brand of football, and he moved to a bigger team, and he's found a way to adapt what he did at Bournemouth and make it better at Newcastle. But also, Sean Dyche has done the same thing at Everton. So while he was a very direct, pragmatic guy at Burnley, here at Everton, what Sean Dyche has done that's so impressive is he's mixing up his game. He can be direct, and at the same time, he's gotten players what's his winger's name now? Yeah, his player slipped my mind, but he's got the white players that he's taken from the guy he got
Burnley.
from McNeil from Burnley.
McNeil.
The other player from McNeil, who was his old boy from Burnley. He's got Danjuma as well. He's got Garner from Manchester United.
He bought the Doucouré from Watford, right?
The American player, or the American Doucouré from what? But those guys existed before he arrived.
True,
but
true.
then he got the other white player from Leeds.
Yeah.
So now he's got a couple of flair players. It's kind of like, I always think of Sam Allardyce, and for those fans of Common News Spurs TV or people of Nigerian heritage that remember JJ Okocha, Jokaev, Ivan Campo at Bolton.
Yes.
They made Sam Allardyce look amazing, because what Allardyce had was already the organization and the pragmatism. But bringing JJ, bringing Hierro, bringing Campo, bringing Jokaev, it gave him another way to win. And now all of a sudden you're seeing that at Everton. And for whatever reason as well, I don't know what the fitness and the medical staff have done, Calvert-Lewin has played consecutive matches for the first time in years. So you're seeing a combination of that, and they've won 4 games in a row, 4 league games in a row. They only just lost in a cup game the other day, beating Chelsea, Newcastle,
Yes, be Newcastle, exactly, yes.
Nottingham Forest. Yes, Nottingham Forest. So they've actually beaten teams that are considered very, very good. So in doing that, you have to give him a lot of props. How would he set up at Tottenham? I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be as pragmatic as we think. I think he would still try and hit us on the counter, and he has the players to hit us on the counter if we attack too much and we don't take our chances. So in this particular game, I think Spurs just have to be very clinical indeed. But I think Everton will score, but I think Spurs will score more.
Well, that's how you win games. We're scoring more on the other side. Surprise, surprise.
Indeed.
So Spurs have got to go out there and do the business. I mean, we've been known to create a lot of opportunities. The only blot on the copybook for us this season has been taking those opportunities, especially when you've gone ahead. And we've stopped a run of matches whereby we go ahead and then end up not winning those matches. I mean, so we did that very, very well against Forest the other day, and yeah, so we won 2 out of the last 3 matches, looking to extend that run. And let's just have a quick look at the potential team, given the fact that Udogie is suspended, Bissouma is suspended. The 2 key players for us, I'm sure that they'll be missed, but I have a feeling that Ange will have the perfect formula. Let's just have a quick look at the team. So in goal, I mean, I think there's no doubt about it who's going to be in goal. I think Vicario is a shoe in that one, isn't it? Yep.
Yes.
Yes. We can almost name the team off the top of our head this can't we? I mean, except of course he makes changes, which of course is a bit one to do now and again. So yes, but the team more or less is close to being able to select itself based on form and availability. So yes, let's have a look at the right side of the back 4. The inverted wing, the inverted fullback on the right hand side. We have Pedro Porro. Is that correct? I mean, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I think Porro starts. Yes.
Good. And Romero next alongside him. Where we'll have the challenge would be: are we going to move Davies to the left, given the fact that Udogie is suspended? I'm bringing Emerson. I don't know how is he going to play it, or is he going to bring in Dyer and move Davies to the left? Dyer is not left-footed; he's right-footed. So, how does that work? What do you think is going to happen?
I think he might end up playing Emerson as a left back to invert inside into midfield. I don't think he'll move Davies because Davies has proved himself as a very suitable backup to Van der Ven at the moment until Spurs can load up there. Emerson was very jittery at the back when he had to pair up with Davies. So I think he's better off in fullback, inverting into midfield where you can at least mitigate for any kind of mistakes he makes as opposed to keeping him at centre back and of course playing an unfamiliar left centre back. So Davies stays, so Brennan Johnson, Son on the left, and Richarlison playing striker. So all you've really changed is Emerson and Emerson and Højbjerg are the 2 people I think that will come in. That's it. But besides, I think it's an unchanged side.
Okay, I think that's fair enough, guys. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about that lineup or prospective lineup, and see let's see if we can sort of predict Ange and his setup and what he'll be cooking against Everton on Saturday. I would love to hear from you. Final words, Chuma. I will call this a wrap.
I'll go 3-1 to Spurs.
Okay, I think I'll go 3-1 to Spurs as well. So that's I couldn't agree more on that one. And Richarlison just continues scoring run against his old club this time around, Everton. So that will be an interesting one.
Club, yes, why not? Yeah, why not?
So
exactly.
That's an interesting matchup for Richarlison. Good. Yes. Final words before we go.
Yes. Ange Ball to have sweet fun with the toffees.
And boss switch for the toughies. That's a good one. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is Come On You Spurs TV. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Share with your family and friends. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and please like, so improve the algorithms to ensure that we keep getting you. And of course, if you need to get notified anytime we go live or release a video, please by all means click on the bell button to get notified. And to also let you know that on Sunday or Saturday rather, after the match finishes at 5, I think, and then 5:45 on that day, we will be doing the post-match live stream. We look forward to you joining us on that. And yeah, in the meantime, come on, ye Spurs. Come on, ye Spurs.